You know what's on my mind today? Marathons and how it's not helping our environment here on my daily thought bubble. Now, I've been running marathons since 2016, not that long. And I've done so many 21K marathons, 10Ks, and anything in between. And for every race I've done, I've gotten a finisher medal. And I realize I have this shoebox of finisher medals. And I'm not even the most active marathon runner. There are so many other people that ran so many marathons compared to me. And I was shocked at the number of finisher medals I have in my shoebox. And then I realized that there's a big problem with marathons. It's all the waste that we produce by running these races. And what waste am I talking about? I'm talking about the finisher medals. I'm talking about all those dry fit shirts that we create for these marathons. Now think about it. Each of these marathons in the Philippines alone has about 1,000, 2,000, up to 10 to 20,000 participants. And each of these participants gets a finisher medal made of some sort of steel, and they also get a dry fit shirt out of this. Now imagine how many dry fit shirts and how many finisher medals are now given to all these people. So 10,000 people have these finisher medals, and that's a lot of metal being wasted. Wasted on such a trivial pursuit of some way to acknowledge that you ran a marathon. And you are now taking from natural resources of this planet just to be able to hold on to something that says you ran a marathon, that you achieved something. And I think that's a big problem with that's part of the problem of why our environment and Mother Earth is dying, is because we do take up so much of its resources for a lot of trivial things, like finisher medals, like creating more dry fit shirts that we don't need. It's not like you need another dry fit shirt. You don't. You don't need another finisher shirt. You don't need another finisher medal. You just end up putting it in a box. For some people, they put it on their wall. Sure. How long are you going to put it on your wall for? For what purpose? To remind you ran a marathon. Take a photo, put it on your file, put it on your computer, put it on a digital album. That's what you should do. You don't need a finisher medal to pat yourself on the back to let you know that you ran a marathon. Now, imagine all these charity organizations. There are so many organizations that are either for the environment, for people, for humanity, for whatever, creating these races and then giving out finisher medals. You're not helping the environment. You're actually a part of the problem. And honestly, and I'm probably going to get a few runners that are going to be offended, but why I say, but before you get offended, you're actually offended and you're acting not from reason, but from emotion. And I'm going to encourage you to please think it through first. Because seriously, when you talk about even the biggest races in the States where you have 50,000 people running a marathon, that's 50,000 people with finisher medals. That's a lot of medals being wasted, taken from the earth to just be placed in a shoebox at home or on your wall for your own ego. We have to stop functioning from our ego and start functioning from our core. When you run a marathon, the actual race itself and the journey itself should be good enough. Leave it in your memory. It should be good enough. And if you really need a photo, then take a digital photo and put it on your file. But to need a finisher medal to do that, you're killing Mother Earth. You're part of the problem. And I think I'd like to implore all the race organizers that instead of creating finisher medals, maybe just donate the money that you are able to raise from the registration fees, instead of spending it on the finisher medal, is to donate it to a charitable cause, to an orphanage, to the poor, to the Red Cross, to wherever you should be donating that money instead of putting it in a finisher medal. That does more for people and for Mother Earth. It serves two purposes. And for the people paying for these marathons, when you pay it, don't pay it so that you can get a finisher medal or so that you can get a t-shirt. Pay it so that you know that a portion of it is going to go to certain charitable organizations that are actually helping the poor, whether it's in the Philippines or whether it's in another country, or it's helping a certain um, marginalized sector of our society or underprivileged sector. That's what money should go to, not to finisher medals. And I hope that this raises the alarm bells, because I think that this pandemic is one of the alarm bells that are being raised right now, that we should change our lifestyle. And this is one good way to change it. So if you're a runner or if you're a race organizer that's hearing this right now, please, I hope that you reconsider. At the very least, okay, for the people that really insist on having a finisher medal or wearing a t-shirt for the race, maybe give the option for the racers to be able to click on a button to say that I don't want to get a finisher medal and I don't want a t-shirt. I want you to donate the money that I give to a charitable organization. That's better. At the very least, do that. But I would recommend to not even give them the choice, is just to give the money to an organization and tell people that you're giving the money, and actually even announce the amount that you raise and that the amount that you're giving for other people. And that's a more worthwhile way of spending people's registration money for marathons. And at least now when I run a marathon, I know I helped somebody who needs the help more than satisfying my ego with a medal. And that's my daily thought bubble for today.